The Raptors hold on against the Dallas Mavericks 105-100. Live from Real Sports, this is Raptors Tonight. Welcome inside the show. I'm Randy Urban, joined by Sherman Hamilton, Alvin Williams, and Paul Jones on the other end. And welcome to everyone watching on YouTube. Please send us your questions, your comments. We will try to get to them throughout the show. We will get to them. We will get to some of them if they're good. Right? If they're good. So they were good last time. We had a couple. You weren't here. You didn't see it. Anyway.
I wasn't here?
No, you're not. Sherm, I'm going to start with you.
I always start with Sherman, man.
Because he's my friend.
Okay.
We're friends, but like we're just new friends.
Wait, what'd you call me?
My friend?
Easy.
All right. Sherm, be honest. The fourth quarter there when Dallas took the lead, did you think the Raptors were going to pull that out still?
Yeah, there's something about Freddie on the floor that always gives him a chance. OG was great in the fourth quarter, but I think it's beyond the stat sheet. It's beyond anything. When you have a leader like Fred on the floor, a few point, 5-point differential isn't a big deal. And I think Fred's ability to orchestrate, to put people in position, to run offense, to make offense on his own, it seems like it's underrated because he's so good at making the right play at the right time for the right person. And he does it consistently. So when Fred's on the floor, I don't see a 5-point differential as that big of a mountain to climb. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they did a good job putting Luka into kind of pass mode. Mm-hmm. Get it off that double team and just chill. Let other people do it. So I didn't think they were out of it. I thought still a chance to win. Fred does that, man. Fred is so good at running the plays and making everybody feel comfortable that they'll get something.
Yeah, and playing, his first game in a couple. He's had some bad luck, being sick.
Yeah. I think to Sherm's point, we take it for granted, right? That the guy just knows how to play, understands, makes the right play. I think the other guy on the floor that's comforting is Thad Young.
Yeah.
At both ends of the floor. Really good defensively, does a nice job offensively, just, again, makes the right play, gets the ball to the right people. I mean, they're running some of their elbow offense with that.
Yeah.
He's the guy on the elbow. They're running splits off him. He's the one entrusted to make those decisions. So I don't think it was a kind of game where either side felt that a deficit was insurmountable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That play at the end, Al, I want you to break it down where Dallas was down. Doncic's ball gets double teamed, kicks it out. Kleber gets it in the middle of the key, doesn't look at the rim.
Right.
And I think that was the end of the play right there, right?
Yeah. Well, the end of the play was Jason Kidd when he called the timeout and had Luka taking the ball out. All the pick and rolls before that was with Spencer Dinwiddie, right? So when the Raptors went to double, he kicked it to Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a great offensive player.
Yeah.
He could shoot it, he could penetrate, he got to the rack one time, they got the goaltending. But now the pick and roll was with, what's the guy's name? Kleber, right? They did it with him, who's not really a scorer, like he's not a decision maker. So he hesitated, kicked it, and now the whole play is messed up. And the Raptors did a good job. They didn't double team immediately, so they took more time off the clock as well. So now people are more in a rush mode. So I think that was a big part of it as well.
Yeah. I wondered on that play why. I know they were out of timeouts, but I wondered why they didn't just take the two. It still would have given them maybe
for sure. There was
8 seconds.
There was time.
Toronto had a timeout to advance it, but I mean, it's philosophical, right? I know they were probably looking for a three because they got so many of them early in the game when the Raptors took it out of Luka's hands. But as you said, Al, there were decision makers, and they had either Finney-Smith or Bullock or Dinwiddie, somebody in the corner to make a three. The Raptors took that away, but why not take the two and then come back and play the foul game and try to extend it?
That's what I thought he was doing. When they fouled Thaddeus Young.
Right.
And they extended the game. I was like, all right, so they're going to do the same thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know who was really good at that? And Butch Carter was really good at that, like way back in the day. Like, he was a guy, he would extend the game. It was 30 seconds left, foul, score, foul. Like, he would make the game all the way down.
And try to foul the same guy to keep the pressure at the line.
Like, he was really good at that. Like, he really taught me how to extend games. And I thought Jason Kidd was doing the same thing. But once you saw Luka take the ball out, you knew he was going to get it and give it back, give it up and get it back. But I didn't see like that formation happening.
Just quickly, what you said there, put the pressure on if you foul the guy same time multiple times. You think that puts more pressure on that guy, or do you think that guy settles into a routine there?
Depends who that guy is.
If he makes it, he may settle in.
Yeah.
But then you go to the line and like, okay, I just made 2 of these. I've got to knock down 2 more. To me, it keeps the pressure on because you've got to keep making. And like, even if you're a 90% shooter, if you go to the line 2-3 times in a row and you've got 5, 6 in a row, like, okay, you got to make 6 in a row, or else somewhere there's going to be an opening for us.
My boy, Chris Boucher.
That's your boy. Like, how do you start taking ownership of all these relationships?
Oh, be a friend, call Alvin
22
a friend.
points.
Like, no, Chris
What are you
Boucher's your
talking
boy.
about? Yeah. We've high-fived a few
Reality
times. 22 points, 13 rebounds. Starts the second half. I mean, he's playing unbelievable.
He is. That's simply put. I mean, he's been great. Nick Nurse has found that guy off the bench.
Yes.
He's found that guy who come to the game, and he knows when he puts him in what he's going to get.
Yeah.
But when you're missing a Pascal, you're missing a Scotty, those extra possessions are crucial because you're not going to be as fluid offensively. You're not going to have that clean offensive look that you normally have. Well, how do you get those opportunities? You get on the glass, and Chris is great at 1-on-4, being able to get a tip, get a rebound, make a play to give his team another possession. So he's just phenomenal when he comes off the bench with that kind of energy. And I love the fact that he's not just looking for the 3.
Yeah.
He's not just trying to jack up a 3. He's trying to play within the framework. And he's just been such a great piece coming off the bench for this team.
To that point, how about him presenting himself at the end of the shot clock on that
the and one? Yes.
Could have been the and
you're
one.
right.
And they had to look at it to see if it was a violation. Fred was in the lane, and Chris presented himself like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And with both of them, the internal clock for Fred to know, I don't have to panic. I can make, as Sherman said, I can make that play. And Boucher to understand, I got time to square and shoot this. And you get towards the end of the shot clock or the game clock, and because everything becomes so heightened, the awareness, the urgency, guys rush shots or they rush passes. That was just, Fred, okay, I got time. Chris, I got time. And they, like there was a question, did it beat the shot clock buzzer? When you looked at it in slow motion, it wasn't even close.
Yeah. Didn't look close when I saw it in real time. But yeah, presenting yourself is a big skill that a lot of guys don't do, especially late in the shot clock. But the defense on Doncic, did you like it overall?
Yeah, you like it. You leave with a win, but it was a little concerning at first because, he's not going to force. He plays at his own pace, and guys are making shots.
Yeah.
They were finding the shooters. They were making it.
Yes, corner three there in that first quarter.
The thing was, the Raptors were overloading so much on him that run was so long to get to that opposite side. So that happened, and then you switch it up and just start playing OG straight, playing them straight up. So now you didn't have to rotate, and now you start seeing guys able to get in passing lanes. And you start seeing deflections. You start getting more steals. So they switched it up. So I thought they did a good job of trying to keep him off balance and then not keeping him engaged in the game from a scoring standpoint.
As a point guard, how crazy is that pass, though? Getting pushed out, and then turning and you making that strike pass into the pocket, cross court into the corner. Like, that is crazy.
Well,
you're not impressed?
No, I'm not impressed because I couldn't make that pass anyway, and I was taught not to make those passes.
Right.
Over the head passes, jumping, all the passes that he makes are a one-on-one.
Yes.
Not a lot of players are doing those things, and he can get away with it because of his size and his ability and his vision. So I'm joking when I'm saying I'm not impressed, but it was something I can't even fathom of him doing because if it wasn't a split, step through, bounce pass, or reverse pivot and kick out of it up, then I wasn't making it. The passes that he makes in traffic and double teams and last-second passes, knowing where guys are, it's phenomenal.
Anybody else stood out to you today on the court?
Well, I mentioned Fred.
Boucher.
But also, I thought Thad was good.
Yeah.
He made 2 big free throws.
Yeah.
But
Trent
his
Jr.
passing,
was active.
he was finding Wancho on that. He was in the post, and Wancho was cutting to the basket, presenting himself, and he was finding him. It was good to see Gary have a moment or two during the game, just to start the movement in the right direction. But, I thought collectively, the team played hard.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do. You don't have your guys, so you got to get, and I said this before the game on the pregame show, they need a collective effort where everybody chips in on some level consistently.
Yes.
And that's what they got. You can't, look, I don't think Dallas is a good team right now.
Yeah.
They're struggling to figure some things out.
They're limited, man.
They're very limited.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough for Luka to be the MVP because I don't see this team winning enough games for him to be in the conversation. But for the Raptors, this is a gettable team.
Yeah.
They just lost to Boston. I think they're playing tomorrow night against
Milwaukee. Chicago. They're
Chicago?
Milwaukee. They're flying to Chicago, drive to Milwaukee.
Yeah, they're playing Milwaukee. So this is a gettable game. So for the Raptors, they needed a collective effort, and I think they got it, and we saw some good, I think, sparks from certain players that you want to see it from, like a Gary Trent Jr., see him get some things going.
We got to give Juancho some flowers.
Yep.
Guys
For sure.
playing a role out there.
For
you know,
sure.
and I mean, you think of this guy as a guy who's, a catch and shoot guy, and he made a couple of shots, but I've been impressed with his floor game, like the stuff that he does on the floor, just being in the right spot in a passing lane,
Heads up,
his
understands,
rebounding,
yeah.
just like he understands how to play. He's not blowing you away, but he's not making mistakes that are overt, that are you got to take that guy out. He's fitting in really, really well.
He made some great weak side cuts.
Move without the ball. Like those plays right there, he made 2 of those. That was like when the offense is stuck, and when you're depleted, and you don't have someone that you can just get a ball to and just all the time just break it down. He made some timely cuts, finishes. To your point, Sherman, and you heard Nick Nurse say about him before. He knows how to play team basketball.
Yes.
That's what the NBA now is.
Yeah.
And the NBA is no more like give it to Michael Jordan, give it to AI, give it to Kobe, give it to Shaq, and then everybody watch out. It's team basketball.
And that's what makes those cuts so effective too, because the defenders ball watching too.
Yeah, everybody's
shot
watching.
clock there.
Can I just say this?
Yeah, you sure can.
Forget the stat sheet.
Yo,
Jeff
you can say
Dowd-
whatever you want to say,
Jeff
man.
Dowd.
Oh, I love him.
Yes,
I love
he
him.
can play.
Kid can play.
I love him. Love him.
You saw him at Summer League, right?
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm
who
going
is this kid?
to take a play that didn't really have to do with him making a great play. But there was a tip out on a rebound in the second half, and he caught the ball and with one move fired it to the corner to OG, and OG attacked.
Right.
If he holds the ball, he kills the surprise element of OG's ability to attack, offensive rebound, scramble defense.
Yep.
He has a shot.
Yeah.
He could have loaded it up and shot it. He kicked it to the corner. OG's full throttle at the basket. The simple play like that lets me understand that the kid understands how to play.
Yep.
And Sherman, that's something I came back from Summer League talking about it. Like, I knew he played in the G League last year. I'm like, I need to know more about this kid because he was really good for Trevor Gleason in Summer League. To your point, he made a play today in the first half. Ball was knocked into the corner. He could have shot it. He could have shot it. No, shot fake, punch, dribble. Defense collapses. He finds somebody for a better shot, an easier shot, and just playing unselfishly and understanding the game. And I can do something better from here. This is good, but there's something better.
And that's offense, defensively, on-ball defense.
Yeah. He guards it.
He gets after it. He gets after it.
He's good. Like he's a good find.
He's a basketball junkie
I
too.
agree.
Like he is watching games, watching film all the
Yeah.
time. I interviewed him at Summer League for Open Gym, and he was like, what people might not know about me is like, I am obsessed with basketball.
Yeah.
I'm like watching all games. I'm watching my own film, other people's film. Anyway, it's time for a audience member question. We got a special guest here.
Oh, we do?
Yeah,
All
come on in here. This
Hot
is
sauce.
this is Ethan.
Start him young.
Get in.
I like it.
Hey,
Hot sauce. What up, brother?
Hey.
here. How about you sit here? What's
going on, big man?
This is Ethan.
You good?
Ethan, you got to hold this mic.
Ethan, give me some love.
Say hi.
Hi.
And this is Alvin. This is Sherman.
What's up, Ethan?
What do you got, E?
You got
What
a
do you got,
question?
E?
You got a question? Ask a
I got
question.
a question.
Who do you think is the best NBA player of all time?
Oh,
The best what?
NBA player of all time.
You ready to start a rumble in here?
Yeah, he woke up with
no,
violence
that
on his mind today. Okay.
That's a 1 hour show right there. We're still not getting a decision.
Yeah, you ready to start a rumble in here, hot sauce? I'm gonna go with LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Best player of all time.
Okay. Jonesy, don't hold this part. This wall right here. Practice 101.
For a career, best player of all time, it's a tie between Bill Russell and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Winning
Interesting.
MVPs, NBA championships. Kareem didn't win one, but Bill Russell, Olympic gold medal and NCAA championships. That's a career right there.
Ask Sherman, what does he think?
What do you think?
All right, Ethan, here we go. Statistically, LeBron James is the best player of all time. But my best player of all time is Michael Jordan. Because,
Mine too.
there you go. See, I just can't grow red hair. But I
Can't
know
grow
we were
any
cool. I know we were cool.
Can't grow any hair.
Hey. This is a 1-2 conversation. Don't
Three my way
interject.
out of it.
Yeah, three and see your way out.
Are you happy with those answers?
No, first of all, now I'm not gonna let them get away with that. Because we gave you answers because it made sense. You giving the answers because of your emotions. The person I like the most is Michael Jordan. Who's the best?
Listen, we're not going to have a subjective conversation about what you
Exactly.
feel makes sense or
Ethan,
not.
see what you started? We told you. We told you.
What
See what you
makes-
started?
You want to go to
Makes
Philly, go to the
sense.
barbershop.
Give him a
I'm gonna take
pound.
you to Philly, go to the barbershop.
What
We'll have
makes
that
sense to
conversation.
Alvin Williams doesn't matter. You got another question?
One more?
What drills can you do to become a better basketball player?
All right. All right.
All right.
Don't ask this guy.
Okay.
Ask
That's
this guy.
I was just your friend 2 weeks ago. Now I'm this guy.
You were a friend 10 minutes ago.
You can ask
Wow.
him.
No, 10 seconds ago.
There you go.
Timeline violation. 10 seconds ago.
I think the one drill that you can work on and get better is to learn how to be coached. You're going to have a lot of coaches that's going to give you a lot of advice and a lot of things to do. And you have to be a young person that's going to have respect and appreciation for those people giving you that information and have an open mind. And then all the drills, dribbling, shooting, and all that stuff comes. You got to learn how to be coached first. That's the best drill that you can practice all the time to help you be better.
Nice.
I would say, Ethan, on the offensive side, to develop the whole package, I can't give you one drill. But you got to be able to handle the ball.
That's dribbling.
You got to be able to shoot. And you got to be able to pass. Like any of those drills to make you a well-rounded offensive player. And then on the other side, defense, how big is your heart? How much are you willing to try?
Do that. You got to do that. Yeah, let me see you do that. You get a defensive stop next time?
Yeah.
You got that? Let's see.
Give it to yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Ethan, I never want to see you slap both hands on the floor, okay?
Oh, man.
No way.
Because whenever you do that, the guy always scores.
Goes
anyway.
by you.
Go right by
Actually,
you.
Ethan's been dribbling. I saw him dribble like a couple weeks ago. He was doing 200 dribbles in a row
Wow.
without losing the ball.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He learns from his uncle.
Oh, my goodness. I will say this, Ethan.
I learned from my friend Zev.
Oh.
Okay.
From your friend Steph.
Hey.
Oh, Steph's your
I'm trying
friend.
to steal
No,
Ethan's shine.
Seth. Well, your peers. Your peers will always teach you. Somewhere or another, they'll teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this. What these guys said, very important. But if you want to learn and become the best human being you can, ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions. Don't stop asking questions.
I'll get it.
Well, he didn't ask that. He said basketball player. He didn't say human
So what?
being,
You don't
dog.
ask questions in basketball?
But you said human being. Like you taking the
Because
direction.
a basketball player is a human being.
Ethan,
okay,
see-
so let me
Ethan, see
break
what
down
you
the
started?
anatomy of a
He
human
started
being.
an argument.
You're always trying to make things more complex than
I
they are.
can't use more than one syllable after hours. I can't.
Yeah, man, you over here tripping, dog. You over-
This is world
Marshmallow
advice. You guys can stay to
Well, he asked
basketball.
about
I'll
basketball.
take it translated to
He
world
asked
advice.
about basketball. He
And
didn't
I
ask
gave him
about the
basketball
world.
Hold the mic
advice.
up here. Yeah.
This guy, man, you want to be
Okay.
the
Why
best.
you trying to show
wanna
out
be
in
the
front of
best
people?
human being.
Why you trying
You
to?
want to be the best human being. Ah.
I didn't say best human being.
Say thank you guys for having me on the show.
What's in
Ethan,
your
nice to
cup?
have you, buddy. Glad you're
water?
here.
Oh,
Glad
smart
you're here.
water.
Say
Enjoy
thank
the game tonight?
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me be on the show.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Good job.
Good Want me to help you? Hold on. Get your feet up. There you go.
Yes, he was. He was beautiful. Way to go,
You
my
got a
man.
question?
Quick question.
Oh, what's the question?
Hold on.
Oh, hold on.
Should I get in here or should I?
Just over here is good. Right
Yeah,
now.
just a
You want to
shout-
come in?
No, I'll be here.
Okay.
Just a shout at the officials. This was the best officiated game I've seen in my life. I only called 2 missed calls the whole game. That's perfect in my book. I just want to give them some credit for their awesome officiating tonight.
Oh, nice. Did you think so? Good officiating game.
You're an old official?
What?
You're ex-official?
No.
Referee? Oh, you just.
I'm a super fan.
They only missed 2
okay.
calls? They only missed 2 calls?
I was really close and I only saw 2 missed calls. I
You
can't
only saw
remember.
2 missed calls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I
All
mean,
the other calls were legit.
Hey,
I was arguing with the guy beside me. I kept saying, no, that was legit.
Fans are.
Anyways.
That's a good call. I like that. Thank you, man. What's your name?
Gary.
Gary, nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
They don't
Yeah.
get enough credit.
That's
Yeah.
hey, Gary. You're one of the few people because that's one of the hardest jobs.
It is.
Oh, it
Right?
is.
Officiating, man.
Especially
so,
basketball, because you can call anything.
Yeah.
The Atlanta game the other night was the Atlanta game. They got caught up in the crowd and they started calling calls for Atlanta, not for the Raptors. It was so one-sided. It was
Yeah.
a joke.
I'll say this to your point, Gary.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice them
Yeah.
and they only missed 2 calls, then that's a good job.
Yeah. Has anybody agreed? Anybody else notice?
I'm with you.
I noticed them.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I
I'm with
noticed
you, man.
them.
Good job.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
No,
job.
thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
guys. You're great.
Thank you. Hear that, Sherm?
What's that?
He said he loves us.
That's awesome.
You too.
That's awesome.
You too.
Sure.
Hey, they only missed 2 calls.
That's
so
huge,
That's
man.
a good
Do we
game.
have any YouTube questions coming?
That's a good game, man.
No.
Have a good
Not
one.
right now.
No YouTube question?
No YouTube questions. So something else happened in the game today. Fred VanVleet moved into a tie for 4th place on the Raptors all-time assists leaderboard, tying Alvin Williams.
There you go.
Did you know that?
On a broadcast, I found out.
Oh yeah.
Your name's coming up in the record book a lot,
Yeah,
Al.
quite a bit lately.
I mean,
It means cats are passing you, but I mean, it's
He wasn't
at least
happy
you're
about
there.
it, though. He
No.
made it clear he wasn't happy about
I'm
it.
not
In the
happy about it.
broadcast?
I told you.
What did you say in the broadcast?
I'm not Kyle Lowry. I don't want my things to
Because
be
as
bad.
a human being, he ain't right. Just ain't right.
Hey, man,
saying.
first of all,
I'm just saying.
Fred VanVleet won championship.
Randy, see what you started?
He's won championship. He's an all-star. Got paid. Scoring buckets.
Here it goes. Give it to him. Give it to him.
I mean, he don't need to pass.
knew it.
He don't need to do it. He don't
Because
need-
you as a human being are
I
questionable.
mean, I'm not that forgiving.
I can't
I'm
believe
not
you
that,
picked LeBron James as the greatest.
Can't
player
believe.
of all-
Why not?
I think.
Have you ever seen anybody do what
As an
LeBron's
old
done?
head, like I thought it would be you'd be a Michael Jordan guy. You're not really an old head, but
I don't let
That
my
question
emotions.
has different degrees.
I don't let my emotions.
who? One game you're picking
Michael Jordan.
Michael, no question. Michael.
So wouldn't that mean that he's the best player of all time? You're picking him over
That's
the
why I
best
tried
player?
to clarify. Statistically, LeBron James is the best player of all time. He is. He is. But if you want me to say, like you just asked, games on the line, who do I want to have the ball? Of all the greats in history, give me Michael Jordan 10 out of 10 times.
And you know, our makeup, that's our makeup. That's how we
That's our
grew
wheelhouse.
up on
Yeah.
basketball. The toughness, all the things that we see Michael Jordan do.
Defense.
I just came to a point where that's not everybody. And that's not necessarily the best basketball. That's the best basketball we've seen. But I've seen Michael Jordan have some shortcomings as well. I've seen LeBron, they all have had shortcomings. But LeBron James, from what he's done, to me, as a basketball player, it's just something like across the board. I would say he's the most complete basketball player.
That's a good way to put it. Here's what I would say about Michael in terms of the winning. In our era, we know how hard it is to win a championship. You got to have a lot of luck. You got to be good. Like everything has to fall your way to win one. How hard is it to go back to back? Michael has a three-peat.
Times two.
Twice. Yeah, twice. With 2 years off in between. That's tough, man.
But I will say this, and it's no disrespect to Michael or anyone's point of view. When people,
Except Sherm's.
when we Sherman's right on point. But when we start evaluating the best of the best, it's kind of like when you put the team element in it, that's skewed because everyone hasn't been blessed with a Scottie Pippen or a Dennis Rodman. Everyone or feel like. So the winning part is always the team element because there's been some great players that haven't even sniffed the championship, right? So it's like one of those things. But as far as the makeup of a Michael Jordan, how he can take over a game, how he makes big shots, how he hits game winners, how he defends, how he runs. Like that's how we saw like the best player is supposed to be.
Right.
Like I got a chance to play with Vince Carter. Like Vince, great basketball player, but he was never the leader of our team, right? It was Oakley. We had vets. Michael Jordan was always looked at as the leader. Like as Michael Jordan went, the Bulls went, and nothing else. Vince Carter, as great as Vince Carter was, and he was fortunate to have leaders as Muggsy, Oak, and all these guys.
Right.
He was never the leader.
Even when he went to New Jersey with Jason
Jason
Kidd.
Kidd, it was those guys.
Yeah.
So it's like when you compare great players, Michael Jordan come up leading. Like you're a leader. Like he's a leader. So it's a lot of things that you said. It's a lot of layers to when you decide who's the best player.
All right.
You want me to shut up, huh?
No, we got to stop it there.
They do.
Unfortunately.
They do.
Next game
Want
for
me
the
to shut up?
Raptors,
They do,
Monday
yeah.
night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern
Your
is the
friend
tip against
wants
the
you to
Cleveland
shut up.
Cavaliers.
I'm this guy. I'm this guy
Real
now.
good. That feels good, man. After the game, come by, check out Real Sports, have some food, hang out with this guy, and this guy, and you can maybe talk to me
I'm
too.
this guy, you're that guy.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you then.